Alright, how's everybody doing today? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 stocks to buy currently with this market crash and basically for the month of May. These are around 5 stocks that I think are very good opportunities. There's a lot of people that are missing out because of this dip right now. They're like panicking, oh, this dip is crashing, right? The Nasdaq's down 3% almost. S&P's down over 1%, which is actually a lot for the S&P, man. So a lot of people are panicking, but there's a lot of companies that actually reported earnings that are so good, but they're down 5%. And I think that's easy money, man. So I'm going to be talking about those stocks in this video. Right before we jump into it, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys can do me a favor, just subscribe to this channel if you enjoy. And basically, you'll help me out to reach my 1,000 subscriber goal. It's absolutely free. So make sure to do that down below. And yeah, also, I'll make sure you guys sign up for Webull. I have a link down in the description. And all you guys have to do, if you haven't already, just sign up. You get $100. You get 2 free stocks if you deposit $100. So if you haven't done that, make sure to do so. I have a link down in the description. But basically, as you can see, QQQ or the Nasdaq is down 3%, 4% just in the last week, which is freaking nuts, man. So we'll just jump straight into these stocks here today. The first one we're going to be talking about is going to be Corsair. Now, Corsair today is down 4%. At one point, it was down 5%. So it was all the way down to like 31, 37. And I actually did pick up some shares here today under $32, which is pretty happy about that just because of how cheap this stock is. This stock, Corsair, actually reported earnings. So if you don't know, they own, basically they're a pure play on streaming where they own all types of even gaming companies, but they also particularly own like Elgato, which is big in streaming. So if you're like a Twitch streamer, a YouTube streamer, or even like people who do streams on like Instagram and like TikTok and stuff, a lot of them use streaming stuff that are made by Corsair. They make microphones, and the main business currently is like PC parts. So if you want to make your own basically computer, they're the biggest player there with around, I think, 40% market share. So basically, they released their Q1 earnings for this year, so January, February, March, and basically, so how it usually works is, let's pull up Corsair's financials. How it works is usually December is amazing, right? As you can see, look at the January, February, March of last year, and then look at Q4, 556 million in revenue just in Q4. It jumped from 450 to 550 just in one quarter, because December is usually the month where everyone buys gifts and people like go all out in December, right? That Q4. But look at Corsair's numbers, 530 in Q1. So 3 months ended March 31st, you have them doing 530. And they did 550 just last quarter. So they basically broke even, right? They're maybe 10%, 5% down from their Q4 numbers. So they're basically even. They're in such high demand that I think that's insane numbers. Let's take 530, and then let's say they do 530, and then they go up to 6 for the other quarters, right? Let's say they do 530, and then we add it, or let's just times it by 4. We have them doing 2120, so 2 billion and then 2,120 million in revenue, which, dude, I think that's far past what do analysts have them doing? Oh man, analysts have them doing like 172. I think they're easily doing this number. I think they're easily over 2 billion revenue, 2.1 billion revenue. And if they do just 2 billion, that's 12% growth. Look at their statistics. This is easy money, man. Look at this. 4P of 20? Are you kidding me? 20. For a company that's in such a growing industry like streaming and gaming, that is nuts, man. I think this stock's a no-brainer. It's down 5%. I might even pick up more later today, seeing how it does just on market close, but that is nuts, man. And then you might think maybe their financials are bad. No, they're actually pretty good. Total debt 330 million, way more assets than debt, way more. But then if you look at their cash, they have 130 million, so they could pay off half their debt just with their cash. Very, very good sign. So It's a very good stock here today. I think Corsair, I was looking at this stock about 6 months, not 6 months, when it was, yeah, actually about 6 months ago. November of last year, I was looking into this. And then it went up to 51, it went up to 40. I forgot about it because this was just too expensive because I didn't know what they would do for Q4. Back then they had quite a bit of debt, but I waited. And good things happen if you're patient. And I was able to purchase it around 34. I think my average cost is what, like $33 right now, my average cost. So I'm very happy with this one. Anyways, let's go to the next one. That's gonna have to be BYND, man. BYND. And I have this one today. It's down 3%. But the crazy part is it was down under. It was down under 2, or it was down under 120. That is nuts. Beyond Meat queued for Q1 earnings, so they are going to be reporting later this week. It'll be very interesting to see. But look at this. They were below 120. The last time they were below 120 was probably not until January of this year. They were down, but that was barely touched it. And before then, the last time you could really find the stock under 120 was, I mean, you got to go to the 5-year chart from when they went IPO. Was probably when they were back in April of last year, March of last year during COVID. And if you guys don't know, Beyond basically got they have a huge partnership with Pepsi. So if you go to, in the next year or so, if you go to like any 7-Eleven, there's gonna be a Beyond Meat snack made with Pepsi. And that's gonna be a very good thing. A lot of competition coming in. I guess that's another reason the stock is sinking. But this stock just has the brand name. This is what you're buying Beyond because of the brand name. I just think this is a very bean down stock at this point. If it goes under 120, definitely consider purchasing it. Next one, I'm gonna go with we're gonna be talking about Tattoo Chef. We gotta talk about this one, right? It's at $17. $17.30, man. I also picked up, not a lot, but I did pick up some here today. I just had to. Yesterday, if you didn't know, they reported earnings. Oh, did I have it up here today? Yeah. They reported earnings. Basically, they were buying, or not earnings, what am I saying? They reported that they were buying. Oh my God. Okay, I hate websites with ads on it, but basically they're buying a Mexican food producer for $35 million. And they're going to be getting into like the snacks category and completely out of like plant-based foods. But not even looking at that, dude, I just think this is a very good. If you just calculate the EPS, they're at a 304p, right? Until you look at their business doubling year over year, and then they're supposed to do another 50% next year. I think they're going to do 50% plus next year. And then, so if you're a long-term player, this stock's a no-brainer. I've talked about it a lot in the past. And then, yeah, I just love it a lot. It's at 1.4 billion, but I think this could be a $5 to $10 billion company easily in the future. They just have to execute it. That's the only thing. They just have to continue executing, and I think they're gonna be there. Next, I have Palantir here today, and this is an interesting one. I'm gonna pull up Robinhood just so we can easily see where the lows were for today. But it went all the way down to, it went under 20. It hit 20s here today. That is crazy. So I think under 20, this stock's incredibly interesting. Even where it is right now is incredible. Look how beaten down it is. Let's go to the 3-month chart. Oh my God. Look, it went from 38 to 20. It's cut in half. So it's cut in half from its all-time highs. And this is very popular tech stock. This is very popular tech stock. So, I mean, if it goes under 20, I think it's going to be incredibly interesting, and I'll actually start buying some. I've looked into this, but I have to look into Palantir a bit more. I'm not going to lie. I haven't really done as much research on this one as I've done all the other ones on this list. But I just know from what I've been looking at what is possible with their AI company, with their AI and data. They're working with the FBI right now. So they're doing big things, man. They have very premium customers right now. $2 billion in cash. They're very well positioned. They're obviously not making a profit, so they better have that much cash, right? I mean, they're losing a lot of money, so they better have that much cash. They're at $2 billion, so they can definitely afford to lose a few more years if they keep growing, as long as they keep growing their revenue. So this is kind of a longer term play, just because I don't know where profitability is anytime soon. But I guess I'm okay with that with Palantir. I just have to look a little bit deeper into it. Okay, so the next two stocks on this list are going to be stocks that are big dogs, like a Facebook and an Amazon, right? The big dogs. But under a certain price, if the stock market crashes like it is right now, and if it keeps dipping, it's very possible they could hit these. And if it does, if you have a multi-year outlook, it's easy money. If you have more than a 1 to 2 year outlook, I would say, on these stocks, I think it's easy money. You're not gonna make insane amounts of money, at least on Amazon, I think. But over time, you're gonna be looking pretty good. First one's FB, right? Down 2-3% here today. If this one goes under 300, I think that's easy money. It's just easy money. Under 300, I think. Short term, honestly, if you just buy it now, it's still you'll make I'm pretty certain you'll make good money on it. It's just not, the risk reward isn't as intriguing if it fell another like 5% or so, 5-10%. I think I'm actually willing to buy it. But even in this price, if you're not into Facebook right now and you want to look into it, I definitely think that if it goes another few percent lower, under 300, even 280s to 300, I think is a perfect opportunity to buy this. I mean, it was just there a month ago, maybe a little more than a month ago. But yeah, the thing is, they just reported earnings, so I don't even know if it'll ever go back down to that point. But I mean, it's very possible it goes back down to 280 to 300. And if it does, I think it's gonna be a really good move for Facebook. I'm still holding my shares. They have a 4P of 27, man, and they're growing. Like, if you don't know, Facebook is growing insanely, man. They're gonna grow 40% next year compounded. So 20% this year, and then, or no, 40% this year, and then they're gonna go another 20% compounded over it. I mean, their growths are insane. Obviously, they own Oculus, which I'm a pretty big fan of. I haven't bought one myself, but from what I've seen, I've used like my friends in the past. It's pretty good. And if you don't know, like, basically most of Facebook is working on virtual reality and augmented reality right now. So I do think that's gonna be what drives like the companies, at least their stock price, to be up. And yeah, I just don't see why I don't see many negatives in Facebook right now, other than Apple's whole data thing that they're restricting them with. But man, I don't even think that'll affect their business right now. From what I've seen in the earnings call, I don't think that's gonna be too bad here today. So yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty good for Facebook in the long term. Amazon now under 3,000 is what I would look for. Now, Amazon is already so big that the reward is there. The risk isn't really there, but how big is that reward? Probably not a whole lot. But over time, this is a $2 to $3 trillion market cap over time. How long does it take? 5 years? Does it take 10 years? Maybe 5 years, I would say. And even if it takes 5 years to reach that, that's like what, a 20% increase. But nonetheless, I would definitely purchase this under 3,000. I think it's possible, man. Just another 5-10% decrease. And the last time it hit it was back in March. So it did hit it before. And it bounced right back up. I mean, this stock has been 3,400 before. So if I can get this under 3,000, I'm buying this stock. I think it's a very safe play, and I think I'm gonna do pretty well with it over the next few years. So if it goes under 3K, that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, that has been it for this video. These are about what was it, 6 stocks, right? 2 of the stocks are like kind of maybes if they reach a certain point. But yeah, about 6 stocks here today. Dude, if this market continue crashes, man, I might make a few follow-up videos. Now, I was going to post another UFC video on the UFC stock EDR. I'm going to do that tomorrow. So if you guys are waiting for that, make sure to stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I'm trying to 1,000 subscribers. If you guys want to help me reach that, I'll be really appreciated. And I'll see you on my next video.